Hello and welcome back to yet another video on the Alejandro Hernandez podcast. This is going to be part 5 of my 8-episode series predicting the standings in all 8 divisions in football. My first 4 videos have been on the NFC, and now I'm transitioning into the AFC. I'm going to start this off with the AFC East, which consists of the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, the Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets. And let's be honest, this division's been run by the Buffalo Bills pretty much ever since Josh Allen's been a member of the Buffalo Bills and since Tom Brady has left the AFC East. And I believe it's going to stay that way, but I obviously have to rank the 3 teams below the Bills, so let's get straight into that. I'm going to have, coming in last place, the New York Jets, led by Justin Fields and new head coach Aaron Glenn. It's a new era in New York. I just don't see it getting off to as fast of a start because I believe Justin Fields, although he's a flashy quarterback, he can make plays with his feet. He's really slow in processing, and especially watching him in training camp and in the preseason, it just feels like he hasn't developed since his rookie year, since he's entered the league. He still is only reading his first progression. If it's not there and he's looking to scramble out of the pocket, he hasn't really developed as a passer at all since his rookie season. And with that, you really can't win games with a quarterback like that who can't really process defenses. He's very limited in that sense. And I don't think the Jets are going to win a lot of football games with Justin Fields as their quarterback. You look at their weapons, they have Breece Hall in the backfield. It's kind of a running back by committee now. Breece Hall. You have Braylon Allen. I believe they have this guy named Isaiah Davis as their third running back. Their offensive line is actually pretty young and talented. They have Ola Fashionable playing left tackle, Armand Membu playing right tackle. I do believe Membu will have some growing pains at that right tackle position. He might take a little while to develop. Their interior is actually pretty solid. They have Elijah Vera Tucker, who's one of the better guards in the league. But overall, I just don't see Justin Fields operating this offense that successfully given the amount of weapons he has to deal with. He has Breece Hall in his backfield, which is decent. Garrett Wilson's a great wide receiver 1, but then they don't really have any supporting pieces in the receiving game outside of Wilson. Mason Taylor might be a quiet breakout candidate at the tight end position, but other than that, besides Wilson and Mason Taylor, they really don't have any other weapons that they can rely on consistently. And their defense, I believe Aaron Glenn's a great defensive coordinator. We're not sure how he is as a head coach. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see how Aaron Glenn operates as a head coach. His decision-making is going to come into play. Is he going to be aggressive like how the Lions were in Detroit in terms of going for it on fourth downs? How is he going to manage games? Is he really going to focus in on the run game? And overall, I just don't think this Jets team is prepared to win big games in the AFC, in a loaded AFC with such great quarterbacks. I believe they have one of the bottom 3 quarterbacks in the conference as a whole. And I don't see you being a successful team with Justin Fields as your quarterback at right now at this moment. So with all that being said, I'm going to have the Jets ranking last in the AFC South. Now let's transition into third place. I'm going to have the Miami Dolphins coming in third place. I'd say winning about 7 games. I believe 7 to 8 games is their ceiling. I don't think they're going to have a winning record this season. I honestly could see it blowing up in their face, this whole Mike McDaniel era. I could see it coming to an end this season. They obviously already moved off Jalen Ramsey. That was kind of an all-in kind of move, trying to go all-in on a Super Bowl run, but it kind of blew up in their face. I believe Tyreek Hill is eventually going to want out. Tua really can't stay healthy for a full 17-game season. He's only stayed healthy for one full season once, and that was 2023 when they made the wild card round. Couldn't even get past that round. So I just think the Dolphins' kind of run of being good is going to come to an end here. They had a little window from 2022 to 2024, and now that window's shut because Tua simply just can't stay healthy. And honestly, I think his injury risk is higher this year because their offensive line got significantly worse. It's a lot younger now. They got Patrick Paul at left tackle, who's replacing an all-pro caliber left tackle in Teron Armstead, who retired. Their other offensive line pieces are very young, and their receiving core is aging. You got Tyreek Hill entering his 30s. We're not sure how he's going to perform this season, and he might even want out at the trade deadline. You got Jalen Waddle, who's pretty good, but has also struggled with health. And Malik Washington's a nice wide receiver 3. They moved off Jonnu Smith, bring in a washed Darren Waller. I don't think he's going to have much of an impact. And you already have Devon Achane suffering a calf. I don't know if it's a strain or I think it's a minor strain that Devon Achane has, but that's already an injury concern, not even with the season starting yet. So I do believe the Dolphins are one injury away from being one of the bottom teams in the NFL. Their defense, They have a good defensive coordinator in Anthony Weaver. They have some nice pieces. They have Kenneth Grant, Zach Sealer. We're not sure on the health with Chop Robinson, Bradley Chubb, and Jalen Phillips. But if those guys are healthy, then they do have a pretty nice front seven. Their secondary is probably among the worst in the NFL, which is really going to come back to bite them, given all the good quarterbacks they have in their conference and even in their division with Drake May and Josh Allen. So I just think this Dolphins team is not really going to be good enough roster-wise as a whole to compete in the AFC, which is why I'm going to have them third place, not making the playoffs. I'd say, if I were to guess, I'd say 7-10. Tua's still good enough for the Dolphins. If he does play the full 17-game season, they can finish around 7 to 8 wins. But that's being generous. That's assuming that Tua will play 17 games. I doubt he will. And if he doesn't, the Dolphins are probably a 5-win team in 2025. So now let's move on to second place. I'm actually going to have the New England Patriots making the playoffs. It's going to be one of my hotter takes. In the NFC, I had Seattle making the playoffs, which is kind of a hot take. And this is going to be my first hot take in the AFC. It's going to be the New England Patriots making the playoffs as the number 7 seed. And in my power rankings video, I kind of pumped the brakes on all the Patriots hype. But that was because I hadn't really seen training camp and the preseason hadn't occurred yet, so I really haven't seen all the hype that was generating around the Patriots, but now I really got to see it in the preseason. Travion Henderson looks like a real weapon. Will Campbell looks like an absolute beast at left tackle. As long as Drake May can take care of the football and this whole Patriots team buys into Mike Vrabel's culture, which I believe they have, then this team is going to win a lot of games. They're going to win it by running the football, by playing good defense, and if Drake May can live up to his potential, then this team is going to be legit, and they're going to be a serious threat in the AFC for years to come. I don't think they're going to be a serious threat to teams like the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens this year, but I do see them as a playoff team this year because their schedule is very soft. They play a lot of easy teams, and I believe that they can easily coast to 9 to 10 wins with their easy schedule if they buy into Mike Vrabel's formula. They brought in a ton of players on defense, so I believe, like how Jim Harbaugh got the Chargers defense from last to first last season when he came in, I believe Mike Vrabel is capable of doing the same in New England, getting New England's defense from worst, I don't know all the way to first, but definitely from worst to top 10. I do believe the Patriots will have a top 10 defense this season. They're going to be able to generate a pass rush, they're going to be able to stop the run, and they're going to get a lot of turnovers on defense. And if they have a great defense, then this team is easily going to make the playoffs as a number 7 seed. That is my prediction for the New England Patriots this season. I have them being the number 7 seed in the AFC with Drake May kind of serving as a game manager, using his legs a ton, kind of like a young Josh Allen, a young Justin Herbert. I could see Drake May kind of fulfilling that role this season for the Patriots. And if Travion Henderson has a breakout year, then this team's going to be pretty scary as a number 7 seed in the AFC. Now let's move on to first place. This is a no-brainer. This should be consensus around the league. The Buffalo Bills will win this division once again. Josh Allen will have another great season, and this Bills team is poised to make a Super Bowl run, in my opinion. They were just inches away last season on that QB sneak in the fourth quarter, which they should have gotten but didn't. They were so close to beating the Chiefs. I believe this year is the year the Bills make it over the hump and reach the Super Bowl. And I'll be revealing my Super Bowl predictions, my whole playoff predictions pretty soon once I finish these standings predictions. But I will state it here. I do believe the Buffalo Bills, this is their year. They get over the hump. Josh Allen is obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He won MVP last season. They have James Cook re-signed. Their receivers are getting better. They have Keon Coleman, who's still developing. Khalil Shakir is one of the most underrated receivers in the game right now. And their running game is good. Their quarterback is great. Their defense, I believe, got a little better, adding Maxwell Harrison to the lineup, adding Joey Bosa to the lineup. I believe this defense is legit. And as long as this defense can sustain their play in the regular season and the postseason, then I believe the Bills have the ability to make it over the hump this season, which is why I'm picking them to win the AFC East. Winning, I think, 13 games, I believe the Buffalo Bills are going to be the number 1 seed in the AFC this season. And that is going to be it for my predictions for the AFC East. Just to quickly summarize my predictions, and coming in last place, I have the New York Jets. I don't really trust Justin Fields at all as a starting quarterback. He still can't read defenses, and that's why I'm going to have the Jets in last place, winning about 4 to 5 games. Coming in third place, I'm going to have the Miami Dolphins, winning about 6 to 7 games this season. I just don't see them really being a competitive team given how many holes they have in their roster. And I don't think Tua's going to play all 17 games this season, which is why I'm going to have the Dolphins missing the playoffs. Coming in second place, making the playoffs as the number 7 seed, I'm going to have the New England Patriots winning about 9 to 10 games, becoming the number 7 seed in the AFC, led by Drake May. I believe Mike Vrabel is going to change the culture in New England, and it's going to take effect in year 1. And coming in first place, I have the Buffalo Bills locking up the number 1 seed in the AFC, with Josh Allen having another MVP caliber season. And that is going to be it for this video, and I will see you guys next time for when I release my AFC. I believe AFC West is what I'm going to release next, and I'll see you guys next time.